Well, good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is here. It is my audience participation show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank everybody who's actually. I had a few people give me a hand tonight, and if this goes well tonight, I may be doing this again here in the near future. But before I get into what you guys want me to talk about, I basically do have a couple things I'd like to talk about tonight. And all of you have, I'm not sure if all of you have heard already by now, according to BleacherReport.com, former Cincinnati Bengals quarterback and current quarterback and former Alabama quarterback A.J. McCarron has criticized Nick Saban and his coaching staff for the way they coached that game was coached on Saturday against Ole Miss. What McCarron is saying is Saban's taking away all the power away from his coaches and then letting them have fun and letting them do what they need to do. Saban expects too much out of his people at Alabama. Whether that's true or not, we don't know for sure. But that's the way it looks right now. So if you need to, stay tuned. We may have more coming up in this saga. We don't know for sure. But my take on it is, I think McCarron's right. When he was in Alabama, you couldn't do much of anything. Saban basically was a control freak. And McCarron's got a point. And a very valid one at that. Here in a little bit, the Orioles and the Royals, Game 1 of the American League Championship gets underway. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would love to see the Kansas City win. 66% of the people who voted at ESPNSportsNation.com are rooting for the Royals to win the American League pennant. Game 1 gets underway here in a little bit, so good luck to both teams. The National League Championship gets underway tomorrow night, so good luck to both San Francisco and St. Louis. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And if you were to ask me my prediction for the World Series, I would love to see St. Louis versus Kansas City. And you heard it here first. Now, I got a couple of people who decided to participate, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to thank all of you guys who helped me out with this story. This is a trial run. We may be doing this again here in the very near future. I'll Facebook you on a date if I ever do it again. But I got 3 people who have decided to help me out tonight. The first one was from Jennifer Secrets. She wants to know she wants my opinion, which is better, British football or American football? Jennifer, that's a no-brainer. American football is a million times better than the British stuff. Because it's more like football to them is like soccer to the British people. Nothing against the British Commonwealth, but I've been brought up American football, hard-hitting, smash mouth, in your face, and I love it dearly. And that was a pretty simple one for me. The other one's from my Uncle Jim, and I want to thank all of you. My Uncle Jim, he wants to know my opinion on the NASCAR chase, the new format, and how it handicaps the team. My opinion of the new format is simple. I like it because it makes it interesting. It gives drivers at least a fair shot of winning the championship. The field got expanded from 12 teams to 16 teams starting this season. So now, my new format, you get started out nice and easy. 4 drivers get eliminated in the first week, then it goes on from there. But the following 2 races when 2 guys can go for the championship. I think it's good, and it's perfect for me. I like the idea. I love the idea of the new format. In the NASCAR chase this year, I'm still going to go stick with Brad Keselowski to win the championship this year. And how does it handicap the teams? It means the teams have got to perform better, much better week to week. If you're a chase teamer, or if you're a chaser and chasing the championship, the pit crews and the teams have got to do a much better job. And I'm going to tell you this. If the teams cannot perform up to their expectations, they should be going for the championship. That's all I got to say about that here tonight. Another one was sent to me by Ryan Collins. He was a friend of mine when we were in school. He wants to know, Major League Baseball is trying to speed up the game by adding new rules like intentional walks without pitcher having to throw the ball and to walk them. Now, what I've done is I wrote the new MLB rules down to kind of understand where I'm coming from. Rule 1, the batter's box rule. The batter shall keep at least 1 foot in the batter's box throughout his at-bat unless one of a series of established expectations occurs which cause the batter may lead to the dirt surrounding home plate. Now, it's a little bit confusing, but the way they're trying to write it is, you have to stay in the batter's box, you have to have at least 1 foot in during your at-bat, which it's trying to speed the game up. Now, I'll give you my rule interpretation of all the rules when I'm done. The second rule, the no intentional pitch walks. In the event a team decides to intentionally walk a batter, no pitches shall be thrown. Instead, the manager shall signal to the home plate umpire with four fingers, and the batter shall proceed to first base to become a base runner. Now, what do you think of that one? I think it's a little. I like that rule because basically you don't have to worry about pitching to them. You don't have to worry about all that, which is nice, and I like the idea of that. It's perfect for Major League Baseball. That rule I love dearly because it speeds up the game. You don't have to worry about everything else is going on. Number 3, a 20-second rule, a modified of Rule 804, which discourages long delays. Now that one's going to be modified in minor league baseball and other stuff like that, so I'm not gonna touch that right now. Rule number 5, the new rule. Rule number 4, the 2-minute 5-second inning break clock. There shall be a maximum of 2 minutes 5 seconds between innings. Hitters must enter the box at the minute 45 mark. Basically, what they're saying, folks, is you got to have an at bat at 2 minutes 5 seconds, and if you do not enter the batter's box at the minute 45 mark, and if you don't take a swing in that 2-minute 5-second mark, the home plate umpire should call a strike call. And I love that rule. I think it speeds up the game a little bit faster. Instead, you don't have all these morons going messing around the batter's box, just irritating the crap out of all the other pitchers. It's perfect for me. I love that rule especially. Now, rule number 5, the 2-minute 30-second pitching change break clock. There shall be a maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds break for pitching changes, including changes that occur during a break. The first pitch must be thrown before the conclusion of the 2-minute 30-second period. On the umpire shall call a ball. The clock shall start when the new pitcher enters the playing field. He crosses the warning trail down the right field, down the foul line. Let me repeat that again. I know it's a little bit confusing, but at the 2-minute 30-second mark, this is rule number 5 before I forget. At the 2-minute 30-second mark, the pitching change break clock shall start. There shall be a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds break for pitching changes, including pitching changes that occur during a break. The first pitch must be thrown before the conclusion of the 2-minute 30-second period, or the umpire shall call a ball. The clock shall start when the new pitcher enters the playing field, i.e. crosses the warning track or the foul line. I like this rule too, because it means you don't have to worry about everybody doing all this. There's going to be criticism from coaches and players, but I think it's a great idea. I love rule number 5 especially. Rule number 6, the 3 timeout limit the 3 timeout rule. 3 timeout limits each team shall be permitted only 3 times out conference with the pitcher, including the catcher. And that means even if the game goes into extra innings, you only get 3 timeouts. Maybe that'll help speed up the game. And what they're saying is you can't be taking 20 minutes every 2, 3, 4, 5 pitches just to get on everybody's nerves, which is great. None of these proposed rules interfere at all with the actual gameplay. No one's talking about shortening the game to 7 innings, changing the strike zone, or limiting pitching changes. So far, with the new rules the Major League Baseball is willing to experiment with, I love these. This is all a great idea. I think it's wonderful. I'm glad Major League Baseball's got enough sense to step up to the plate and say something about this. Ryan, Uncle Jim, Jennifer Sechrist, you guys did a great job. I want to thank all 3 of you for participating. And I just want to let you folks know, I may be doing another audience participation show here in the very near future. I think this was a success. It's a start, but I think we can do better. And I think the beginning of the show is a success. I want to thank all of you guys so much for doing this, and I really do appreciate it. So, folks, the American League Championship is about to get underway, so I want to thank all of you, my fans, for everything that you did. And I just want to say thank you so much for sending me these stories so far. And I just want to let you guys know, this show tonight, this special show, is brought to you by you, the fans, who make this very possible this weekend. And I thank you so much. Now, Let's get ready to enjoy Game 1 of the American League Championship. I know I'm going to. So until tomorrow, this is Scott Manning saying good night, good luck, and thank you. And I thank you, and good night.